Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dustin Cronin, and I am the president and founder of Creating Connections Piece by Piece. And I am an individual who lives with autism who aims to help other folks communicate with other individuals on the autism spectrum. And today in this video, I want to talk about overhugging, which is one of the most common traits of autism and also another common trait of Down syndrome. So, I'm going to share two stories with y'all. My first, or actually make that maybe three stories. My first story is in my early childhood and all the way up to my primary teens, I had one of my cousins who I was very close to who used to pick me up by her hip. She used to hold me and carry me all the time when I was in my early childhood, and all the way up to my ages up to my primary teens. I used to hug her every minute, every hour. I used to hug her 24/7. I loved her to death, and she used to remind me, she used to say, I've already given you so many hugs. She never yelled at me. She approached it to me in a nice way, and she would even accommodate me at times, saying, only one hug right whenever we first see each other or when we leave and we're not going to see each other for a few days or for a while. So I struggled for up until I got up to high school with that. But when I got up to high school, I started trying to work on it a little better with her. But she always handled it nice. She would say, during my childhood, she'd say, I don't want another hug. She goes, why do you always want to give me hugs? Or she would always let me know when she got tired of giving me hugs all the time. My second story is when I was in high school, I would say all the way up to age 26, every girl that I knew, and even when I was the mascot my senior year, and even in my high school years, any of the cheerleaders, every time I knew them, like, or if I saw them in the hallway or anything, or even when I worked, even the young girls that I worked with at work, or when I was going to do some college, I would always walk up and hug them every time I saw them, and every time I told them bye. And after a while, they got to where they started trying to avoid me. And what made me pick up those habits during those times was I saw a lot of other people in high school and a lot of other people at the college that I went to, and all the other young people that I worked with, I saw them hugging every time. So I picked up those habits myself, and they kind of started getting to where they were trying to avoid me, or they were trying not to get too close to me, and I didn't realize that I was making them feel uncomfortable at the time. And whenever they started to do that, I didn't think that was necessary, and they started, and I kind of got the impression like, what did I do wrong to make them not want to get close to me? Or if they're uncomfortable, why aren't they saying anything? So personally, I like honesty overall. And ever since then, I have been trying to work on that. And I've tried to work on not over hugging people, and I've been trying what I can to improve. So what I'm kind of learning to do now is whenever I feel like I want to hug someone, or I always ask before I just walk up, because I don't want to just walk up and hug and they'll be like, no. I always want to ask because I try to be as respectful as I can nowadays. But here are some ways to handle overhugging. Number one, be honest. Number two, tell them in a calm voice at least 2 or 3 times. Number 3, accommodate them. And what I mean by accommodate is think of how you like it, or if you don't want them to hug you at all, tell them you don't want to be hugged, or you don't give hugs, but always start off in the sentence saying, I'm not trying to be rude, or I'm not trying to hurt your feelings when you approach them. Always start off with something like that, in terms like that. Or if you only like for them to do it once a week, or once a day, or once a month, or once every 2 weeks, set the boundary for them to do it. And then that's how you'll be able to work with them. And now, because I'll give you a full example on how to approach. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, or I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but I am so sorry, but I do not like to give hugs, or I would appreciate if you would give me a handshake or give me a high five, or say only hug once I would really appreciate it if you would not hug every day, or I don't mind hugging you, but I just don't want to do it every day or every hour, something like that. And here are some don'ts on ways to approach. Don't be like, ugh, or get away from me, or don't touch me, or don't even come near me. And some other don'ts is you don't have to run from them, and you don't have to run from people from trying to hug you, and you don't have to act like you're busy, because acting like you're busy and trying to run away or trying to avoid them is not necessary. And another thing that's not necessary at all is you don't have to keep letting them do it and not say anything and then go tell one of your other friends or tell someone else. And I'm not saying you shouldn't tell someone else, but don't do it right away without letting them know. I would say the only time it's necessary to do that is when you've already done all the 3 things. You were honest, you tried accommodating them, and you spoke in a calm voice. As long as you did those 3 things at least 3 times, that's when you should go tell one of your friends to have a talk, or their parents. That's when you go do it. But you need to at least try the 3 things one more, at least 3 times or twice. And you should always be honest with the person. Because me personally, honestly, and not just with me, but with anybody, and some other people may not like it, but sometimes they're going to have to accept it. So, but me personally, as I said, I liked honesty. So I hope everybody learned in this video, and I hope everybody is having a wonderful day, and I am always looking for rooms for improvements. And I know my social skills are not always the best. So, if you have any other ideas or any other questions, please feel free to put it in the comment box. And I hope everybody is having a wonderful day.